Watched this on Amazon Prime the other day. Apparently, this film was so bad, it killed actor Robert Forster. Joke.
Yeah, buddy, that's a joke.
Unfortunately, he did die around the time of the film's release, and it is dedicated to him, though. Is the film bad, though? Well, kinda, sorta, yes, no. It's a mixed bag, though I will say that overall, I enjoyed it. I'm a sucker for pretty much any horror movie, though usually steer clear of werewolf, vampire stuff lately because there's a glut of it. Amazon Prime is to blame here, being the dumping ground of pretty much any horror movie, no matter how bad it is.
Squash the man! He's coming for me!
This time they suckered me in with a fairly cool poster and what looked like from the still a decent camera. Yeah, it was filmed on horrible digital, like most low budget movies today anyway, but I kept watching mostly because I was in the mood for a cheesy monster flick. That, and I was kind of confused. There's something about this movie where I just don't know what the tone is supposed to be. The cast for the most part is actually pretty decent and well-rounded. If I went by just them and the decent gore in the movie, which there is, I'd say it's supposed to be scary. However, it keeps feeling like a comedy too. Is it a horror comedy? I'm not even sure. It isn't particularly funny, and the increasingly uneven tone is caused by the one glaring flaw in the movie. That flaw has one name, and it's Jim Cummings. His acting is all over the place. 1 minute, he's serious. The next, I feel like I'm watching Jim Carrey.
It's National Fire Safety Week. I've been going door to door looking for fire hazards.
I get that this character is supposed to be an alcoholic, and I'm guessing this is supposed to be him being sporadically crazy, except the zaniness isn't confined to when he's drunk.
I think we ought to bring in someone with expertise on exotic animals.
No, we're not going to do that because that's insane.
Why? You figure it out.
It's a wolf. Or maybe it's a werewolf. You know, I've been watching a lot of History Channel lately.
No,
and
Chavez, it's... Sorry, everybody. Let me just make this perfectly clear. There is no such thing as werewolves. They're imaginary. Our killer is a guy, and I'm going to find him, and I'm going to kill... And we're going to bring him to justice.
His reactions in both performance, and with no help from a very oddly worded script, left me confused as to how to feel over the course of the film. Some of his interactions with the townsfolk are pretty hilarious in their awkwardness, but come out of left, right, and center field.
I looked him in the face and I told him I'd catch him when I was drunk.
Just go to bed. Please just go to bed.
Don't tell me to go to bed. I don't need a parrot.
Now, that isn't 100% of a complaint, because, honestly, I think the movie might not have been nearly as entertaining if the lead had played it straight either. But while watching it, I already figured out he must be the writer and the director, because there seemed to be no one direction to his character than to randomly overact. Other than him, the rest of the cast is pretty good for a low-budget horror, particularly his way more adept deputy, played by Ricky Lindhorn, Robert Forster, of course, and his daughter, Jen, played by Chloe East, who gives the sheriff a particularly scathing and entertaining review of his character midway through the movie.
Fuck you. Fucking asshole. Fucking wannabe. Go back to your cop friends. I've been living in the back of your head for the last 17 years, Dad!
The only actor who gave a truly bad performance here was cokehead John Cena, Jim Tatro, who was given a pretty laughably bad monologue about his drug addiction.
Orange County. Gotta keep moving, you know. For Mom. You stop moving, you start thinking. You got a clinic out there for stuff like me.
I guess to give his non-character some weight. Tatro also serves as the film's red herring killer, though it's pretty obvious to both the audience and Sheriff Marshall he isn't the werewolf the entire time, despite having a wolf tattoo. I'd say this was in part due to the fact he was barely in the movie, other than being the first victim's boyfriend, and his amazingly pointless junkie revelation, other than the fact the real villain of the movie was also barely in it. In fact, I barely knew who he was in the fairly fun Scooby-Doo reveal of the character. Yes, I know. I'm being harsh on this little inoffensive movie. It was decent though, despite its small budget, with some fairly cool werewolf gore effects, and solid acting from almost everyone except for the lead. Though he could easily move the movie from forgettable to the so bad it's good category for some viewers.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
It certainly doesn't pull its punches on who the werewolf will eat either. So I'm not really sure where I fall on this one. Doubt I'd go out of my way to watch it again, but probably would have rewatched it if these were still the days it'd get tossed all over HBO. I guess if you're into werewolf movies or cheesy horror, I'd definitely give this one a chance.